Julia told me that she was born to sing, so it was a neat opportunity to be able to So, for those of you who don't know, I'm the most recent graduate of Chainsaw School for the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief. See, I can cut down 2 enormous trees, one them, which is amazing and awful. But it's over, so. I've also been a member here at Wildwood for nearly 12 years. I have the incredible honor today of introducing for the first time in my life, somehow or another, my mother to one of her audiences. It's kind of hard to believe. Anyway, can I start by asking if there's anyone in here who's 18 or 19 years old? Anyone who has an 18 or 19-year-old daughter who has been 18 or 19 at one point? Okay, there we go. Remember what that was like? My mother was raised in a godly, faith-filled family, married my dad in the summer of '77, and 4 months later, at the not quite ripe age of 18, was pregnant with me. Yeah, 18. At just 19, and then again a year later at the age of 20, she became the best mother the world has ever known. I have a long ways to go. I remember traveling around Minnesota with her to hear her speak at women's events when I was a small child. She had my father and had my brother and I in church every time the doors were open. They stayed highly involved in our public education, even holding political office, and PTA positions, and turning up at our schools to keep on top of those who had influence over us. They invested great energy in raising us to do the right thing no matter what, to do our best and let God do the rest. They took us all over the country and world and filled our lives with people from the far reaches of the globe and all levels of political office, fame, fortune, and even famine. Yet she wasn't perfect. My brother and I spent our teens and 20s engrossed in thoughts of how we could be better spouses and parents and not raise our children to have some of the major shortcomings that we felt we had. Then one day, in our ever wiser 30s, we both woke up to realize, hey, maybe we're not crazy, miserable screw-ups. And maybe our mom is actually as good as it gets in this world. In fact, I took for granted a mother who is awake in the wee hours of the morning during what the rest of us consider the middle of the night in her recliner, interceding for us. A mother who prayed and fasted and trusted in God for our next breath. Who demonstrated faith in even the most devastating financial situations or health crisis. Who humbly apologized for painful mistakes and led the way for church unity and reconciliation. A mother who didn't want her fiercely independent daughter to grow up and move across the country as fast as she did, and yet she was selfless enough to hold it all in and support me in all my wild ideas, from a trip to impoverished India, to unjust arrest as a teen, or to what my husband says, something like chainsaw school. From supporting my marriage to Stephen at the age of 19, and ultimately even moving across the country with my dad to help me raise my own children. A woman ultimately worthy of naming my own daughter after. They're both Julia. When I think of trying to sum up my true thoughts with my mother, no other words could be as eloquent or as compelling as King Lemuel's mother in the ever impossible standard set in Proverbs 31. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, though she is beautiful. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gates. Dare I even aspire to be such a woman as my mother. As I said, I have the incredible honor, for the first time in my life, of introducing my mother, Julia Ringsmooth.